So it's Saturday, October, and new kind of Tinkers video. Wait till you see what we're working on now. God. So this is a Samsung cooktop stove thing, and like all things Samsung these days, they're kind of shitty and they break a lot. Like my freezer, for instance, this ice machine has had 18 revisions, still doesn't work properly, still freezes over, still has to be defrosted every other damn day. POS, that used to be a Samsung microwave, it died in 2 years, had to replace it. Samsung stove started to be normal, and then if you've ever seen one of these, this is a dual heating element. There's an outer and an inner ring, and the inner ring decided to exit stage left. These things are really shitty. The only other thing that I have that hasn't broken yet is the washer and dryer in the other room. Fingers crossed. So what are we replacing today is this element here. I believe this is the 10-inch dual filament. I ordered the wrong one the first time. Amazon graciously took it back. But as you can see, there's 2 sets of wires, and I suspect that these break over time from heat on and off, on and off, on and off. So anyway, this is gonna go here, roughly, underneath the glass. So to start doing that, what I've got to do is pull the stove the rest of the way out. And then I've got to spin it around, pardon the mess. And we got to take out both covers here. And I'll meet you back after I do this. This is going to be a first for me too. See you in a bit.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Okay, so this is the cover removed. There is a couple of screws around the outside, and there was one here, and one here, and one down here. This is kind of sort of an updated design compared to the video I used as a reference, so I don't have to cut my fingers trying to get the Molexes out because it looks like they just go right through here. So the next step for me is to take out the perimeter screws up here on the cooktop, and then go around front, open the oven door, and take it out on that side too. Hopefully the lock disengaged, otherwise I'll have to plug it back in and start over. But we'll see you after I get these out and find out what's going on. Okay, so I showed you there was a screw here and a screw on that side corner. That will let me lift the glass up. You have to unplug all 4 Molexes. So that one, this one goes to the clock board, this one, and this one. That should give you access to take the top off. So I'll take the top off and we'll see what the heating element looks like.
A few moments later.
So it's flipped over, and it looks like I have to take the perimeter bolts off. Well, there's one there, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here. And then this cover should come off, and then the heating elements will be underneath this. I'll just do this in picture format so I don't keep bugging you with little 2 minutes later things. So far, this isn't that bad. Okay, so you saw the different screws. I didn't have to take all these out yet. They were down the perimeter here, 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 and there, and then the two on the bottom. And I flipped it upward to act like a hood, so I didn't have to move the wires. Now it's just a matter of taking this bracket off, which is these two screws here, those two screws there. I should be able to get this up out of the way and replace that heating element. That should be it. There's really not a lot to this so far.
2 very boring minutes later.
Okay, so there was these little pinch clips. You just use your needle nose and pinch them and push down, and they fit in the E slots on this bracket. I just twisted it out of the way. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to replace all the wiring one wire at a time on the new element before I take this one out, because then I have to transfer these over. Or maybe I'll transfer these over first and then do it one wire at a time here. Thankfully I got the right one this time. So far though, I'm only in this for about 20 minutes, so it's really not that bad.
Later.
Once the new one in, installation was reverser removal. I ended up taking a reference photo for these wires. These connectors were turned 90 degrees, but they can still reach, so it's not a big deal, as you can see. And I had to move the ground one post over because this element's slightly different. So we're going to clock this and make sure everything fits back in its locking tabs, screw it all down, it should be all back together, and then we'll go do a function test. And that should be the end of it.
20 minutes later.
Proof is in the pudding time. So everything's put back together. Like I said, installation was reverser removal. I went ahead and did the entire back part first because the front part was actually pretty easy. Let's see if it works. So this is the element we changed, and the problem I had was in the middle. Let's turn the middle on. See if that starts to glow. Look at that. Okay, now let's see if the outside glows. And there you have it. One working stove. So, in terms of the number of Samuelos this job is, all I needed was this drill with the number 2 bit set to slow, and a flashlight, and a pair of needle nose pliers to get the connectors off. This, honestly, this is a later design than the video I referenced, so I'll leave the model number for this one. But this is a 1 Samuelo job. Anyone can do it. I'll leave you a link for the element on Amazon that I got it from. And that's really it. Not even a 1 beer job. I gotta set the clock, relock the door, and that's it. Pwnery Tinkers, stove repair. Never thought I'd do one of these. Anyway, if you're new to my channel, welcome. But if you're a regular here, welcome back. Either way, check out my other playlists and see if my other interests would be of interest to you. That's all I got for you today, folks. Not too bad. I have a working stove again. We'll see you later. Bye.